What's going on, everybody? Here we are another week at the Home Theater Hobbyist, and this week we have the Home Theater Hobbyist review of the Elac Debut series B6.2 bookshelf speakers. So let's get to it. So here we are with the B6.2s from Elac. They're a part of the Debut 2.0 line, and they're designed by legendary speaker designer Andrew Jones. Now within this line, these are the bookshelves obviously, but they also have a pair of floor standing or tower speakers, center speakers, Atmos modules, low profile on-wall mounted speakers that you can use, and a subwoofer. The B6.2 are the larger bookshelf speakers in this line. The line also has a B5.2 if you want something that's a little bit smaller. And speaking of size, these are just under 15 inches tall, about 7.5 inches wide, and about 10.5 inches deep. So they are larger bookshelf speakers. In fact, they're a little bit larger than my Klipsch RP150Ms. Moving on, these speakers feature a 1-inch cloth tweeter along with a 6.5-inch woofer and just under 2-inch port along the front. It also has a frequency response from 44 Hz all the way to 35,000 Hz, an impedance of 6 ohms, and a sensitivity of 87 decibels. So let's talk about design. These cabinets feature a black ash vinyl finish, and they actually look really good. The MDF is really strong, really solid. You don't hear any hollowness from the cabinet or anything like that. I do like the way the cones look along the front because you have this sort of gray finish in the front, so it kind of makes it pop, makes it stand out a little bit. But as with all speakers, and it's funny because I bought the Klipsch speakers as well, I prefer rounded edges, but that's just a personal preference. Overall, these look really good. I don't see any issues with the finish on the box. They look good. They're not scratched or anything like that. So I think that Elac has done a pretty good job. The other thing about their design is they do come with these grills. These are removable grills, and they have just these little pegs along the front so you can stick them in these holes, and it actually works out pretty well. You can just drop them in like so. So if you want to keep the grill on your speakers, you can do that, no problem. Along the rear of the speaker, you get the normal binding posts, red and black, so you can connect them to your AV receiver or your amplifier, along with just a sticker that tells you what they are and gives you a serial number. So there's nothing really special there, just the normal stuff you'd expect. One of the things I don't like about these speakers is they do not come with rubber feet, either permanent rubber feet or removable rubber feet. Rubber feet offer many benefits, including the fact that they decouple your speaker from the surface in which it's sitting. It protects the speaker's finish from the surface, and it also protects the surface from the speaker itself. So there are a lot of benefits, and Elac, if you're listening, please add rubber feet to your next version of these particular speakers. When setting these up, I set them up to my AV receiver as I normally would, and I set it to 2-channel audio. So I would only be getting audio out of these bad boys. So let's listen to a little bit of audio and you can hear how they sound yourself.
Foreman's been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing is about this thing. What?
It's a dinosaur.
You're dead. You crazy son of a bitch, you're dead.
Look at this terrible look on it. Cold-bloodedness, it doesn't apply. They're totally wrong. This is a warm-blooded creature.
This thing doesn't live in a swamp.
This thing's got, what, a 25, 27-foot neck? Brachiosaurus 30.
Hopefully you guys enjoy those movie samples. You saw Jurassic Park, the original, which I always show, of course, and also Flight of the Phoenix, which was suggested by you guys in the comment section. The plane crash scene that you saw was actually a really, really good test for speakers because it has a lot of dynamics and dynamic range. But speaking of sound and speakers, let's talk about these particular speakers. Tonally, these speakers are actually pretty warm, especially when you compare them to my Klipsch Bookshelves, the RP150s. A lot of people say those are a little bright, and I tend to agree, but these are more warm. And they're also what I would call full-bodied, and they have a lot of bass, a surprising amount of bass. And actually, speaking of that, let's listen to a quick audio sample. So that audio sample was from Sue Research's Bass Test CD, and I can put a link in the description below. But I really like that particular track because it does give a lot of deep bass. And I was surprised by how much bass I actually heard from these particular speakers. I really didn't expect anything at all, but I actually could hear bass, and I could hear those really low notes a little bit, and that was pretty nice. Now, mind you, I don't say get these, and I don't recommend you buying these and not getting a subwoofer. You definitely need a subwoofer because you don't get the depth of bass or even the detail in the bass that you would get with a dedicated subwoofer. But these can handle some bass, so that's pretty nice. But the reason why I really bring that up is because although I say these sound warm and full-bodied, they also have clarity, which to me almost doesn't seem like those would go together, but they really do. When I was listening to some stuff, just some different music, I was like, these are pretty clear, even though they can play low. So these are actually really good speakers. I'm really impressed by them and just how well they can do at what I would say both ends of the frequency range. So let's talk about my overall impressions. These speakers are for those of you out there who want a warm sound, but also clarity, because they do provide that, and they also offer really good bass. So if you want those three things, these are definitely the speakers for you. I think they look really good. The cabinet finish is really solid. I'm still sad about the rubber feet issue, which, I mean, you can always just get some feet and attach them yourself, so that's not really a deal killer or anything like that. But these overall are good speakers. And speaking of which, if you want these particular speakers right here, you can purchase them at the eBay link in the description below. But if you want a fresh pair, a new pair, you can purchase them using my Amazon link in the description below as well. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, consider supporting us at patreon.com/hometheaterhobby, or use that Amazon link in the description below. We'll talk to you next time.